Hello everyone, it's your girl Merlin Magsakay and I'm back with another video presentation, and my video presentation is all about mathematical investigation. So without further ado, let's get started. I choose this problem, which is the Pascal's triangle is where each entry other than A1 is obtained by adding the two entries in a row above it. So this is how it works. The Pascal's triangle works like this. It starts with writing 1 at the top and then write the two ones in the next row to make it triangular. Extend the pattern in writing ones diagonally, so one from the left and then one from the right. There is this space there, if you notice. So what are we going to do with that space? We're going to fill the space by writing the sum of the two numbers above it. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And then continue the procedure, one from the left, one from the right, and then there's space, and so on and so forth. So this is how Pascal's triangle works up until infinity. Who knows? So we are asked to find the sum of the numbers on the diagonals in Pascal's triangle as are indicated in the following figure. So this is the figure. And we are also asked to predict the sums along the next three diagonals in Pascal's triangle without actually adding the entries. And then check our answers by adding entries on our calculator. This is the figure. So if you notice, this is a shallow diagonal in Pascal's triangle. So we are asked for the solution using Folia's 4 steps in problem solving. And the first step is understand the problem. So what do we know about the problem? So we need to find the sum of numbers on the shallow diagonals in Pascal's triangle. So this is the shallow diagonal, and then add down natin yung mga entries. So 1 plus nothing is just 1. And then the next is 1 plus also nothing is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 1 plus 3 is 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 1 plus 3 plus 1 is 5, and then 1 plus 4 plus 3 is 8. So have you seen a pattern? Of course you do. It's still on the understanding of problem. We are also asked to predict the sums along the next three diagonals without actually adding the entries. So step 2, devise a plan or devising a plan. As mentioned in the previous slide, we've already seen a pattern. You do? Yes. A pattern that would fall on the guess and test method. And the next, or another method that I'm going to use is listing. We will list all the possible sums of the diagonal numbers. And then lastly, we'll also look for a general formula, if possible, in order to get easier solution in getting the sum of the nth term. Okay, step 3 on carrying out the plan. We have this diagonals. So this is the guess and test method. By looking at the diagonal results, or the sum of the diagonals, we have this 1, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Notice that the two previous sum of the shallow diagonal numbers is equal to the sum of the number next to it. So that means that these two, the result of the diagonal 1 and the diagonal 2, when added together, the result will come up as the diagonal 3. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 1 plus 2 is 3, and 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Okay, this is the number that we get. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, and so on and so forth. Do you notice something? Of course, I know you do. Looks familiar? Yes, because it's the famous Fibonacci sequence pioneered by Leonardo Pisano, or Leonardo of Pisa, also known as Leonardo of Pisa. Okay, step 3 on carrying out the plan. By looking at these numbers, we know that we are listing or making a list, or this is the listing method. We have come up until 1,597, or the 16th term. Sabi dito, the list of numbers above are the sum of all the numbers in each shallow diagonal of the Pascal's triangle. This method is much complicated than the first one because it will take more of your time solving this problem, which is the true. Okay, step 4 na tayo. Can you see an easier solution? Yes, by using what? The variable method. So we know that the numbers that we obtain is Fibonacci number. So we're going to use this formula. Fibonacci number is equal to the sum of two previous number, where n should be greater than or equal to 2. N is the nth term, and f of n is the Fibonacci number. So to further our details, the details of our investigation. So this is our 0 term, first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, and so on and so forth. Excuse me about that, sorry. Proceeding on to deriving the formula. This is our formula in getting the Fibonacci number easily later on. But before that, let us first derive it. So we have this f sub n, or the Fibonacci number, which is equal to the sum of two previous number, and n should be greater than or equal to 2. So yung f of n natin can also be written as r raised to n. That means the sub n here became the exponent of r here. Why did I use r? Simply because we're gonna use this as root later on. So, you can actually use any variable, but I prefer r. Same goes with f sub n minus 1. Gagawin lang natin siyang exponent. And then, ito is i-rewrite natin by this form. So, pare-pareho sila ng base. What are we going to do? We're going to divide all the terms with r raised to n. And then, r raised to n divided by r raised to n is just 1. And then, r raised to n raised to n minus 1 divided by r raised to n. Kakancel lang natin si n. Ang matitira is negative 1. Kasi, isusubtract natin yung exponent. Same goes with r raised to n minus 2. Matitira lang is r raised to negative 2. And then, anong gagawin natin para mawala ang negative sign sa exponent? We are going to multiply all the terms with r square. So, distribute lang natin. R square is equal to r raised to negative 1 multiplied by r raised to 2. Ang gagawin natin is to add the exponent. So, negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1. And then, dito naman tayo, r raised to negative 2 multiplied by r squared. Add natin yung exponent. So, ang exponent natin is magiging 0. And any number raised to 0 except 0 is 1. Ayan, 1 na siya. And then, gagawin lang natin is to equate sa 0. Itong nakuha nating equation. And nakita natin na pwede ito sa quadratic equation. So, kunin natin si A, B, and C. And then, use the formula, quadratic formula. Substitute all the given numbers. And then, makukuha na natin ang ating roots, which are 1 plus the square root of 5 all over 2. And then, 1 minus square root of 5 all over 2. Notice na itong mga nakuha natin dito is nandito. Ito, si root 1, and then ito si root 2. Okay, continuation tayo. Ayan. F of n is equal to a r sub 1 raised to n plus b raised to n r sub 2. Okay. Dahil meron tayong root 1 and root 2, ayan, substitute natin. Tapos, ang kukunin natin ngayon is, we'll look for the value of a and the value of b para makuha natin yung ating final formula. So, ang ating n is equal to 0 or the 0th term is equal to 1. Pinakita ko naman sa inyo kanina. So, yung ating n dito sa ating formula ay papalitan lamang natin ng 0. So, 0 yon and then 0 yon. Sinabi ko naman kanina na any number or any variable raised to 0 is just 1 except 0. Okay? So, take note of that. Tapos, ito namang susunod is ang ating first term, which is also equal to 1. So, ang ating first term is 1, kaya substitute natin siya sa ating n. So, dito nga, ang matitira na lang is a plus b is equal to 1. And then, dito sa second term natin is kakopy na lang natin. Anong gagawin natin yan? Systems of equation. Ibig sabihin, magka-cancel tayo. Anong gagawin natin para may ma-cancel? Multiply negative 1 plus the square root of 5 all over 2 sa lahat ng term sa first equation. Kaya naman, makakancel ang ating a. Ang matitira is negative 1 minus the square root of 5 plus 1 minus the square root of 5 all over 2. Dahil pareho lang naman sila ng denominator. And then, ang ginawa lang natin dito is distribute ang ating sign. Multiply by b is equal to, ayan, 1 minus negative 1 half. Pinaghiwalayan lang natin sila. Ito pwede naman. So, negative 1 half minus square root of 5 all over 2. Ano pang pwedeng gawin dito? Pwede pa natin i-cancel si negative 1 and then si positive 1. So, matitira na lang is negative 2 square root of 5 all over 2 b is equal to, so 1 minus 1 half is just 1 half minus square root of 5 all over 2. And then pwede pa tayong i-cancel dito, which is the negative 2 and then the 2. Ang matitira sa atin is negative square root of 5. So, mumultiply tayo ng 1 over square root of 5. Negative 1 over square root of 5 sa both terms. Kaya nakuha natin ang result na negative 1 all over square root of 5 multiplied by 1 minus square root of 5 all over 2. Eto, binalik na lang natin sila. Total, pareho naman sila ng denominator. Same goes with A. Yan. Para makuha si A, ganun din. Same process. Parang sa ginawa natin. Ang pinagkaiba lang nila is the sign sa loob. Ayan. Sa final derivation na tayo. So, meron na tayong value ng A, which is this. And then, meron na din tayong value ng B, which is this one. So, anong gagawin natin yan? Sa final na tayo, syempre. Sa final na. So, bakit natin nilabas itong 1 over square root of 5? Kasi, meron naman sila both terms. So, nilabas na lang natin para mas concise yung ating formula. And then, bakit tayo nagkaroon ng n plus 1 here? So, sabi ko nga kanina, kapag pareho ang base, tapos, yung exponent, anong gagawin natin sa exponent kapag multiplication? I-add. So, n plus 1. Kinapin na lang natin. So, isa na lang. And then, n plus 1 minus, same with here. 1 minus the square root of 5 all over 2 raised to n plus 1. Okay? Ngayon, gamitin na natin siya sa formula. For example, hinahanap natin si n, 9th term, or si n is equal to 9. So, kapag sinubstitute natin yung 9 sa n, makikita natin ang sagot is 55. So, by checking, check natin, sa 9th term is 55. So, ibig sabihin, tama, or nagtutugma yung ating listing method sa ating formula. Next, balik tayo ulit dito. So, sa 15th term naman tayo. So, substitute lang natin lahat ng n with 15. So, ang magiging sagot natin is 987. So, sa 15th term ba ay 987? Check natin. So, 15th term is 987. Therefore, tama ang ating formula. Tama yung ginamit nating formula para makuha yung n term ng ating Fibonacci number. So, looking back, in order to get n term of the shallow diagonal number in much easier way, we must use the general formula. F of n is equal to 1 over square root of 5, parenthesis, 1 plus the square root of 5 all over 2 raised to n plus 1 minus 1 minus the square root of 5 all over 2 raised to n plus 1 we've derived earlier. So, that's all, and thank you.